It doesn't matter how much you try to help someone if they don't want to improve, no matter how much you try to save them. Epicus believed that our emotions determine our responses, not external circumstances. You were always there for other people, a quality that is hard to find these days. Despite your unwavering support and genuine desire to see others succeed, it is important to understand that not everyone is ready or willing to accept help, no matter how well-intentioned. This understanding is crucial because constantly offering help to those who are not open to change can lead to frustration and burnout. Sometimes, despite our best efforts, people may be unwilling or unable to face their challenges or embrace opportunities for growth. In this video, we learn about 9 different types of people who, for various reasons, resist help and want to tackle their challenges on their own. Recognizing these patterns and understanding the signs that someone may not be helpful can save time and energy on potentially futile attempts. By identifying these behaviors early, you can make more informed decisions about where to direct your support and ensure that your efforts are directed at those who truly seek and value training. So before you get deeply stuck in unproductive situations, join us as we explore these different personality types and learn strategies for dealing with them. Understanding this dynamic allows you to make a positive impact where it is most needed, while maintaining your own well-being. People who covered themselves with their own illusions. Some people deceive themselves by telling themselves things that are completely made up. This does not follow the Stoic admonition to look within honestly and be authentic. It's like trying to hide things. Stoics believe that the only way to learn from your mistakes is to face them head-on. The main problem with these people is that they have placed so much value in their fictional stories that they refuse to acknowledge what other people can clearly see. They do not understand that our thoughts can distort reality and make us see circumstances according to our feelings and not as they really are. In most cases, they mean no harm. Rather, they are simply stuck in self-delusion. It may have started during a traumatic time in their youth when their desire to belong began to change their worldview. It is difficult to help them because they have built such a strong mental wall. You can try to convince them that the earth is spherical, but they will probably argue with you using two-dimensional logic. Even if you show them the obvious, they will still interpret it in a way that supports their point of view. They must first realize that their way of thinking is flawed, a process that often requires the help of a trained psychologist. It is reminiscent of how individuals argue in today's political debates, resolutely defending their position despite obvious logical fallacies and insisting that they are right, even when conflicted. 2. Opportunity seekers. A unique and wonderful quality in a person is a deep understanding of other people. The Stoics advocated an empathic worldview and experiencing the emotions of others without judging them. But beware of those who take advantage of your generosity. Some people will take advantage of your vulnerability by pretending to be your man to take advantage of you. How do you know who they are? Keep track of what they are doing. These people often ask for favors regularly, even for tasks they can do alone. But true friends only ask for help when it's really needed. Some people have the ability to instill guilt in others. At first, they might tell you that you're a nice guy and ask if there's anything you can do to help them. It's okay to ask for help from time to time. But some people do it all the time, even when they can help themselves. They don't care how much time you have. It's a shame you have to step in and help when you didn't want to in the first place. If you refuse, they will make you feel guilty about your decision. They don't change in any way. No matter how much you save them, they justify their behavior by the fact that someone always comes to their aid. We recommend that you separate yourself from their company and try not to feel guilty about your decision. Remember that the only person you should care about is yourself and the things you are committed to. 3. Individuals who deal only with themselves. Some people are so self-centered that they believe everything revolves around them. For example, imagine you are having a conversation with someone about how terrible the traffic has become in your city. People like them would insist that trafficking is not a problem simply because they have not experienced the hardships associated with it. If you share something positive with them, like news about a new job, they may try to dampen your enthusiasm by talking about how happy they are with their job situation. They kind of steal your joy and replace it with their own problems. That's how it feels. From now on, even if you start to become the center of attention, your body will take over the conversation. At that point, everything revolves around how they feel. What you believe or how you feel doesn't seem to matter at all. Would you continue to support someone who is only interested in what is best for them? If so, how much do you believe in yourself to make them change and start caring about others besides themselves? Remember that even if you try to help someone recover, they will not change no matter what you do. However, if people around you are always negative, it may be difficult for you to progress. It's probably best to avoid such people. 4. People who never admit they are wrong. These individuals do not want to admit that they were wrong, which shows that they do not really look at themselves and behave with humility. Stoics and other schools of thought consider these qualities very important for the development of a healthy personality. Such a person claims that it is never his fault, when it clearly is. They may tell you that your misfortune was simply bad luck instead of pointing the finger at someone else. It is extremely important for them to take responsibility for their mistakes and grow from the experience. These people do not think about their actions until they do them, and are not aware of the impact of their actions on others. They never point fingers when things don't go well. Instead, they point the finger at something or someone else. They are under the false impression that the decisions they make do not affect other people, or worse, that they simply do not care about the results of their actions. The fact is that they are hard to help because they refuse to admit they are wrong. They are constantly under the impression that it is not their responsibility if something unfortunate happens as a result of a choice they make. Quite often you will hear someone claim, "I didn't do it." You are probably wasting your time if you think you can help these people improve by teaching them humility. They can always blame someone else or something else when things don't go their way. 5. People who don't prepare for the future. Imagine you can't stop someone you care about from wasting their talents, and there's nothing you can do about it. Trying to tell someone that life's precious moments are flying by but they don't seem to care can be difficult. You believe they are capable of much more than they give themselves credit for. While focusing on the pleasures of the present is essential to a happy life, it does not eliminate the need to plan for the future. What we do now helps shape who we will become in the future. When we use our innate abilities and knowledge gained through experience to improve our lives, we experience the purest happiness. Some people only see what is directly in front of them. It's not that they don't have talent. The problem is that they don't think about how they might use those skills in the future. They are skilled in many different subjects. The most effective strategy to help them is not to teach them new skills, but rather to encourage them to put into practice what they already know. In many cases, all they have to do is act. They are aware of their abilities and what they can do. However, if they depend on constant support and do not work independently, you will have a hard time inspiring them to improve. Continuing like this prevents them from moving forward. Ancient philosophers thought that striving for a better life was beneficial. If this does not happen, negative emotions can take over. One of these emotions is anxiety, which currently affects a large part of the world's population. If you are interested in how the ancient philosophers achieved so much joy and success in their lives, please leave a comment below saying, "I want a free ebook." 6. Those who cannot overcome past life challenges. Some people seem to see the glass as constantly half empty, which is different from the ancient philosophers who valued calmness and facing difficult situations with courage and gratitude. To maintain mental balance, it is essential to be aware of both the positive and negative aspects of life. While everyone has terrible days and unpleasant emotions like anger or despair, it is another thing to focus on the problems and ignore the positive aspects of life. It would only bring more misery to your life and prevent you from appreciating the beauty of the world. Some people seem to be experts at focusing on the negative, and eventually you realize that helping them is a battle you've definitely lost. It is natural that you want to help them when they discuss their problems with you. However, they seem to have a new problem with every answer you give. Their endless negative energy can rub off on you. It's like watching the news on TV, where most reports focus on negative events. After offering several possible solutions, you begin to wonder if they might not be interested in getting help and instead enjoy getting attention by venting their frustrations. They may even be unhappy if all their problems suddenly disappear, because they seem content with a complex web of difficulties to discuss. Some people seem to constantly complain about their problems as if it were the only thing that mattered in their existence. They constantly bring up the fact that they don't have enough money, that they have problems with their children, that they have problems with their relationships, or that they feel dissatisfied at work. Do you think it is possible to significantly improve the life of a person who is dissatisfied with every aspect of their existence? And do they really want your help? It might not even be worth trying. If you want to have a happy attitude and keep your energy levels up, it's probably best to let them find their way. One can only hope that over time they will become less pessimistic in their views. Spend your time and energy on those who truly appreciate your guidance and are motivated to improve themselves. Instead, if you don't, you can become as pessimistic as the person you tried to help in the first place. 7. People who believe that nothing they do will ever cause problems. They are quick to criticize others but never take the time to review their own actions. This is contrary to the idea that we should only focus on how we react to various circumstances and not on ourselves. When we let our emotions drive our reactions instead of controlling them ourselves, we feel confused. How do you help a person who attributes all their challenges to the actions of others and doesn't see their own shortcomings? If they don't see where they can make mistakes, they never try to improve because they think they are already the best. Some people never stop pointing fingers at others, either because they can't see their own faults or because they just don't want to. They believe that other people are to blame for their lack of friends. They claim that excellent food is expensive, although they themselves do not eat well. They blame the interviewer for their failure to get the job because they believe the interviewer has it in store for them. The best course of action is to step back and let them learn from their experiences throughout their lives. They may eventually become aware of the real problems. 8. People who believe the world should treat them favorably. Some people think that the world must fulfill their every whim and desire. They believe that their existence makes them exceptional in themselves. Stoic philosophy directs us to live in harmony with both nature and other people. They think you should work for respect and reward. Although there are other well-intentioned people who want to help these people gain a new perspective on reality, these people are generally not friendly to the council. They may even feel threatened. Some people have the misconception that just because they are attractive, other people should take care of their needs. This mindset makes it difficult for those who try to help others because they are often taken advantage of in such situations, even by those who have helped them in the past. Some people think they are entitled to special treatment. When things don't go their way, they seem hurt and may try to manipulate the situation. When they are confronted with the same behavior they have been exhibiting, they usually realize they need to change. 9. In conclusion, navigating relationships with people who resist personal growth can be a daunting task. Stoicism, with its emphasis on self-awareness and continuous improvement, supports a deep understanding of oneself and one's responsibilities. However, there are those who refuse to acknowledge their shortcomings or embrace change, choosing instead to blame external factors for their challenges. Joe illustrates this by never admitting a mistake and constantly avoiding responsibility, even when it's obvious. Sarah ignores constructive feedback on her work because she is convinced that her methods are better. Mike blames his relationship problems on external circumstances instead of considering his own actions, while Linda struggles financially but blames her job instead of taking proactive steps. These people may not accept your instructions, despite your genuine attempts to help. Sometimes the best way is to give them the independence to face their problems on their own terms. Stoicism encourages us to foster meaningful connections, take responsibility for our actions, and tune into the harmony of nature. These principles equip us to live fulfilling lives based on purpose and contentment, just as the ancient Stoics envisioned. If you want to delve into these philosophies and find practical strategies for personal growth and navigating difficult relationships, I encourage you to watch the video on the screen. It promises valuable insights that can enrich your journey to a more meaningful and harmonious existence. Thanks for joining us, and I hope to explore more with you soon.